Welcome to the Dove's Inner Beauty Podcast, where we foster emotional awareness one individual at a time. Leading the way is Demetria Nickens, a certified mental health first aid instructor and trauma recovery coach with over 2 decades of experience in fostering emotional awareness in others by engaging their mental health.
Explore the connections between a lack of purpose and mental health struggles, and learn actionable steps to regain clarity and direction. Demetria Nickens offers a compassionate insight and guidance for finding meaning after feeling lost. Welcome back, everyone. This is Garfield Bowen, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Coach Demetria Nickens. Demetria, how you doing?
Feeling great. Thank you.
So, Demetria, can a lack of purpose contribute to mental health challenges? And what steps can someone take to rediscover their purpose?
There are studies out, not many, but if you research it, there's some studies out there that say that, let's say college level age kids, right? When I think about these studies, they're always college level 18 to 25. And they say that students that reported not having a sense of direction, not having this idea of sense of purpose, also reported anxiety, lack of sleep. They reported this idea of being a little lower on the spectrum of mental health, right? So going more towards challenge versus healthy. And so when we think about purpose, right, and being able to decide, okay, well, if we can think about this purpose, then we can have better mental health. Well, how do we do that? So when you think about that, you have to really break it down. And I always like to start with this idea of values. And it sounds really easy, but when's the last time you thought about your top 5 values in your life? The things that define who you are, the decisions you make, what you do on a daily basis, right? And so when I think about, okay, well, let's start with values, right? What are your top 5 values? Is it family? Is it health? Is it spirituality? What are those values, right? What are those things that, are the top 5 values that kind of drive your decision making, that drive kind of who you are, right? When you start with values, you have a foundation, this idea of, okay, these 5 things matter the most to me. So let's say, I don't know, health is one of them, and you know that health is a top 5 value. How does that value translate in your life? Does that mean you eat healthy? Does that mean you tell others to eat healthy? Does that mean that you exercise? What does that look like, right? When someone speaks on health, do you speak on health, right? What does that look like? When someone's saying something incorrect, do you change that voice, right? What is that? What does it look like for you? And so that helps lead and direct into how you move through this life, which actually leads and directs to this idea of purpose. So that's one way. Another way is thinking about your traits and characteristics, right? What makes you you? Thinking about these things that are positive self, when you think about who you are and the things that you know you do well, whatever those things are, right? Could you make a list of those things you do well? And then think about things, and this is the harder part for most people. What are the things that you just know you're not good at? All right. You just know, you know what? I'm not good at this thing. It is what it is. It's a part of who I am. And being honest with yourself in those things. So when you can think about those traits and how they differ and kind of come together, then it also kind of shapes like, okay, I know I'm good at this, not necessarily good at this. Great. And you can get people to help you with that. Connections are another way to figure it out. Your connections help shape your values, right? Your parents, whoever raised you, guardians, what that looks like, they help shape what your values are. So your connections also help shape what that purpose may be for your life, right? But is it your purpose or is it the one that your parents or those guardians shaped for you? And so really understanding who you are as an individual helps you get to this idea of purpose. And so this is how I would help walk people through this idea of purpose, right? Helping to understand who they are. Who are you truly? Where is your authenticity of you versus where someone else's influence comes in or has come in and changed what you really want to do and what you really, who you feel like you are as a person. And so thinking about those things, when I think about, your values, your traits, like, what makes you tick, what doesn't, what isn't beneficial to you, who are the connections in your life, all those things put together really help to form this idea of purpose for your life and say, oh, okay, well, what is it that I want to do from these things, these ideas that I have all together, these thoughts, these pieces of who I am. They can help shape what that looks like for me moving forward with purpose. And so it's kind of interesting to see it all come together for someone when it really does come together, like the light bulb that comes on when they really see how it shapes them and puts perspective into their life.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot of self-reflection.
Yes.
What role does that play in rediscovering one's purpose?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great way to say it.
What's the first step someone can take today to begin reconnecting with their purpose?
I would say do a values assessment. There's some really quick value assessment free online tools. I would just say search it. Do a top 5 value assessment. Do a quick Google search. You'll find a quick free thing you could do and really figure out what those top 5 are for you. That is a really good first step, because I would bet you would be surprised at what you see your top 5 values are. People think they know, oh yeah, family is in there and friends and spirituality. And, they think they know. But when they really assess it, when you really get down to it and really start thinking this against this, do I value accountability versus honesty, right? Do I value achievement in my job versus just getting the job done, right? Like things like that. When people really start putting these two things together, they get really shocked about, when you have to really narrow it down into things. Is this more important than this, right? Is respect more important than something else, right? It's really shocking when you can get down to the nitty gritty of those 5. Does my freedom matter more than, just civil justice for everybody else, right? It's very shocking to kind of really understand where you feel like you are once you get down to those top 5. Does this mean more to me than this? I would start there, right? Because that tells you a lot about you and really moves you in a whole different direction of thought and perspective and how you think and make decisions in your life. I bet it would really change how you move through the world with that evaluation of values.
And I'm just thinking as you're talking, over the last 10 years of politics, I think everybody's looking for clarity.
Yes, right. Especially in these times. I'm telling you, yes, absolutely. No, in these times it matters, right? And it'll help drive you too, right? When you feel clarity on feeling like freedom matters to me, right? And you see all the things that are going on and you recognize that your freedom is being jeopardized, then you decide one way or the other that you want to do something about it, right? You start to make decisions based on the things that you know genuinely matter to you. It is just the nature of who we are as people. And so when you really get those things bottled down to like, yeah, these are the things I genuinely care about and care, you will start to make decisions based on those things and it will change your life.
Yes, we all need to get reconnecting with our purpose now.
Absolutely.
Love it. Catch you on the next episode. You have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dove's Inner Beauty podcast, where we foster emotional awareness one individual at a time. For a complimentary consultation, visit dovesinnerbeauty.com or call 336-298-6599. That's 336-298-6599.